Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. So today we are jumping into another new frame. I have 3 left that I have yet to use, and to most, if not all of you, I presume it's pretty obvious who I'm pulling out today, and that is Chroma. So the goal of today is a first impression of Chroma, as well as getting some gear ranked up in the background. So first things first, I am going to just read about Chroma's abilities again real quick. I looked at them a while back, but I do need to check them again. Passive, you get wings for an additional jump and bullet jump. Okay, I guess that's kind of sort of useful in a specific circumstance. Not the best passive I've seen, but it is what it is. Spectral Scream. Exhale a breath of elemental destruction. Tap to cycle through elements, hold to cast. Chosen element applies to all of Chroma's abilities. Okay, so looks like cold, toxin, flame, electricity. I don't know if blast damage counts as one, or viral or any, if it's just the base like electric, heat, toxin, and cold. Either way, that could be very useful. Elemental ward, depending on the... Okay, when you pick on one, does an offensive AoE. You and allies are imbued with defensive energy. Okay, so if you're on heat, offensive does 20 additional to health, plus 2% status chance and damage per second. Or I guess on the flip side for you and your allies, it gives you that as a boost. Electricity, shield capacity, status chance, damage multiplier. That's pretty good. Toxin, that's not bad either. Cold, armor, damage multiplier, status chance. Looks like maybe cold, heat, or electric, depending on the circumstance, would be the most beneficial. I'm thinking overall probably cold or electricity. That's got an even higher damage multiplier. So maybe electricity, unless you need some help getting armor down on like a big heavily armored group, or heat if you really are in dire need of health, I suppose. Let's see, Vex armor. Fortify squad armor when your shields are damaged or you kill an enemy with a melee weapon. Okay. So I take damage or take down somebody with a melee and squad gets armor. And increase squad weapon damage if I lose health or I kill an enemy with a ranged weapon. Double the effect on weak point kills. Okay. Damage increase 200%. Armor increase 200%. Wow, that's pretty big. Armor boost per melee. Damage boost per range. Wow. Okay, so you could kind of turn this guy into a big walking shield if you wanted to. Just melee, melee, melee. Or, you know, use ranged weapons to keep getting a damage boost. Either way, this is a pretty ridiculous kit. Effigy. Chroma turns his pelt into a massive sentry that strengthens nearby allies and engulfs enemies in elemental attacks. That is some pretty huge numbers on that 4 ability. Wow. Okay. So this seems pretty ridiculous, guys. I think at least starting out, I'm going to try to focus on electric and what was the other? Heat and cold were seeming like the next most useful. Don't want to say toxin's not useful. Obviously, there's a time and place for everything. But just for ease of use while I'm learning the kit, I think I'm going to start with electricity. That's where I'm going to start. Either way, this sounds like a really fun frame. Passive aside, I mean, I don't want to, I'm not saying that I think it's a bad passive. I don't want that to sound like I'm intimating that. Just in terms of overall usefulness of passives in this game, I would say that's maybe perhaps not the strongest or most useful one I've seen, but I don't know. We'll see once it kicks in if I change my thoughts on that. Either way, sounds like an interesting kit, so I'm very keen to jump in and try it out and see what's up. So before we get to that, Twin Stubbas, is this fully upgraded again? Let's just check it. It does appear to be, because I can do a polarity again. I guess. Gosh, I already still have so many points in there. I never even. Oh, that's crazy. All right, let's just knock it back down again. For most of the mods I put on, it is this polarization. So I think I'll probably grab at least one more that has that. So let's just do this first before we start customizing. Yeah. We'll apply that there. Yes, I know it's going to reset. I know, it's horrible. But it actually let me keep my initial loadout that I had set. So all in all, not that bad. I think I only have to rank this up fully and then do one more forma. And I'm running low on forma. Yes, that's true. So we're not going to be using Broken War. Let's see if there's any new... I don't believe I had any new melees, but I should have some new... Nope, I don't. Primary. Okay. Dex Sabaris. Regular Sabaris. And the Velt. Why don't we try this? I don't know what type of weapon this is. Looks like a rifle of some sort. Yeah, fire rate's not that bad on that either. It's a burst trigger. Oh, interesting. High accuracy, decent mag. So it's probably going to rip through ammunition pretty quickly here. Nope, not. I know what I'm looking for. I just always forget the name of it. Not piercing hit. Serration is what I'm looking for. Where's my standard serration for this? There we go. Pretty big damage bump there. Multi-shot would be nice to get on. I think, let's see, it's got decent crit chance. Not a bad multiplier. Status is quite low. So I know it is low, but let's just get something on to start out of these 11 points. Let's start with Toxin. That'll eat up all of our point pool for the starting point. But we have plenty of levels to go. So that's going to be our opening setup on the Dex Sabaris. That's going to be what we bring in. Let's take off the Stubbas. And now I'm just going to do a quick cut. I'm going to customize the look of Chroma and Dex Sabaris. And then we're going to do the usual. Pop into some Sanctuary Onslaught, start working on some levels, and start testing out Chroma's kit. Quick cut. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Got Chroma and the Dex Sabaris color customized. Dex, I went with my usual black, white, gold kind of color scheme on there. And Chroma, I went with orange, kind of a charcoal black. It's not quite black. It's got some gray undertones to it, and white, nice clean white. And then I went with kind of a very light blue for the emissives on there. I actually, that's one of the handful of frames where the orange color palettes I have at my disposal I actually thought looked like a true orange. So I actually rather like it. I like the way that looks. Dex, we already put the mods on, so let's pop on and let's get some on Chroma. Since Chroma is going to be built for a melee setup, I think in the beginning, even though I'm not using, gosh, why don't I just do this? Steel charge, there it is. A melee right now, that's where I want to start, and that'll throw 30 points back in the till. So, in the current config, no. Okay, vitality we don't need. Looking at his kit, based on what he does, I'm thinking strength would be really important on this one. So let's get that on there, because that will make his buffs for him and the squad, of course, as well as the negative effects on the enemies, presumably hit harder. Don't think I need that. Doesn't he have something built into his kit? Technically, yeah, I could swap around. Well, I can't get energy back, but either way, I think I'll skip equilibrium for now. He's got pretty decent shields, pretty decent health, pretty decent armor. Energy I would like to get in. This will be the first one I've actually popped the flow mod in. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, come on. Double energy? You can't beat that. Streamline, that'll make it cost less. May as well get that on. Range, you know, I kind of feel like range might be important on this kit. I think I'll start with the base health, shield, armor, because he's got stuff in his kit that's kind of workaround for that. So why don't we just look for reach? Stretch, is that stretch? Stretch, not reach. Yeah, I could pop that on. I think that's where I'm going to start for this build. I'm pretty happy with that as a starting point. And I think this is going to be a pretty fun kit. This is one I've been saving. And just so I can show you what I have left, guys, right now I've got Banshee, Chroma, and then Equinox. Oh, and Neja. So I've still got 4 left right now that I've yet to touch. Neja sounded pretty interesting. That was kind of my number 2. Banshee doesn't sound as interesting, but I'm sure it's still probably a useful kit. Equinox sounds really good, but also arguably the most complicated frame because it's half day, half night. So you got to constantly be rotating through and kind of remember what they do. So that's 8 abilities versus the standard 4. So we will eventually get there. But I'm saving them for a little later just due to the complexity issue, or at least my perceived complexity issue. Nonetheless, guys, that's going to be the setup. Let me see. Can I even... I don't think you can put a lens on until they're maxed anyway. So let's just head out. We'll pop in. I don't think I have anything crafting I need to pick up. That's correct. So let's just pop right into a little Onslaught. We'll check out this weapon and get our first impression of Chroma. Pop this onto public. Jump into the syndicate, and away we go.
This is a stress test. Destroy all specimens as quickly as possible.
Alright, so we'll get to see... On the controller, it might be a little more difficult for this one ability. How do I select this? Yeah, so not really sure on the one ability just yet, but I don't know what that put on for me.
For the Lotus.
Come on, pupper. On your feet. Alright, I still am not sure exactly how to get this one ability toggled. Cold. Electric. Okay, and then I hold it to cast, it said. Oh, it works like that. Okay, I get it. So you tap on the Xbox to cycle, and then you hold the bumper. And hit A to turn it. It's kind of got an off-on switch. So this will take a little bit of getting used to, but not bad.
That was a close one.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat ability. That'll be my armor overboost. Nice.
A data conduit is open. Go now.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I hate to have to get myself up, but I don't think Sevagoth saw it.
Data conduit.
Oh, wow. This really does a lot of damage. Yeah, that one ability is very strong. At least it seems to be on the surface. Oh, wow, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, give me that shield. Look at that! Look at that! Are you kidding? That's ridiculous. Okay, I am a big fan of this. So far, this is looking really meaty. Gosh. I think somebody else is rolling the exact same rifle I am. Probably because it was a recent gift of the Lotus. We have a Nova in here, I think. Oh, now we're on Toxin. You know what? Let's play around with Heat for just a bit. Because I think that's the one that kind of, sort of can give you health.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
Yeah. This is a good hit, guys. Quite strong. Now we've got our 4. Freeze them all. Yeah, the electricity does good work. Like Breath of Doom. Elemental Ward, rank up. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a really good ability, guys. Let's try it on an Eximus. Yeah, that makes pretty quick work of that too.
Moves to a new zone.
I am impressed. I'm definitely impressed. No. I knew that was coming. It's okay. I know I could have stayed down and somebody probably would have picked me up. Let's do it this way. That doesn't hit as hard. Yeah, definitely, is a little bit different in terms of its efficacy as you're ranking up, rather playing against higher ranked enemies. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, so I'm probably going to have to get some more mods up on this guy, get some abilities boosted up. Because in here, now that we're to level 32 enemies, they're really rather mopping the floor at this point. Get away from that barrel. Yeah. I'll have to go back and reread 4. I feel like I'm not understanding how to use it. Good job, Chi. Thank you, Sevagoth. Sorry I'm so squishy.
Enter the conduit now.
This would probably be much more effective, say, if I had a melee. Because I'm just ranking up this Dexibaris in the background while I'm doing this. We'll see if we can get through this. Okay, well, we made it through. Okay, so I'll have to get them ranked up to be useful at those higher enemy levels. But my initial impression of that kit is it's good. I need to reread the 4 ability, and obviously if I weren't just targeting a specific weapon in the background to get ranked up, it would be a much more effective kit. Because I was doing more damage output, but I wasn't doing anything to keep me on my feet, which is where the melee side of his kit comes into play, which I expect I will see when I jump back in. I don't blame you guys. I appreciate the run. I'm sorry. Bringing in a new frame, new gear, having to learn it. That's the way it goes. Well, the dex is already maxed, so that's pretty awesome.
Please return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
I think I will just take a minute to max this out. Crit damage. May as well pop that on. It's already got a pretty decent chance. Multi-shot, yes, of course we want that on there. Punch through. I mean, we could do. Yeah, I don't think I actually need that. What is this? Fire rate when aiming. Yeah, that's not that important. But we do still have, let's see, the crit chance. Yeah. May as well put one of those on. That'll take it up to almost 50%. And then we've got 8 points left. Why don't we add in, say, like if I had, no, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. What is the total magazine? 14? I hate to put that on there. I mean,
Cosmic background radiation is a riot.
if I had, say, a cryo or a stormbringer or another non-hellfire that I could do 8, we could pop on a little viral there. Yeah, and I haven't used that yet, so let's bump that up too. That's what we'll use for our loadout on this weapon. I thought it was pretty decent. It would be much more decent now. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave the Dex Siberis for now. We're going to swap that off. I know I had a few other primaries. Was there any other category I had something? Let me check for secondary. We've got the Dex Furus. That, I believe, was a gift from Lotus from last week or the week prior. So why don't we try that out, Dex Furus. I'll take the Sibaris off. We'll dump into Chroma first and get some more points. And read about their 4 again. Massive Sentry. Strengthen nearby allies. Engulfs enemies in elemental attacks. So that just stays up. And it's got a drain per second. That's not that horrible. So you can pull that in the middle of a group of enemies, it looks like, and you can free roam. But it functions as a sentry for you, I guess, if you're within its AoE. That's, I think, the element that I was missing. The Vex Armor. Increase squad when I lose health or kill an enemy with a ranged. That increases damage, okay. So yeah, the melee is the side of it that I'm missing because I'm not using a melee right now on the 3. Okay, yep, we figured that out pretty quickly. So yeah, it's going to be the rest of the kit, and then just make sure you stay near the sentry when you pull it. Okay, so for my purposes right now, health, armor, shield, energy, we've got 11 points. Gosh, I mean, do I really need an energy beyond that? I could throw additional shield, ability duration. Is that just going to impact the length that the status that I'm, on my 1 ability, or, however you want to think about it, the cold, heat, toxin, electric? I don't know if that would make the status effects stick around a little longer. That might not be useful on this frame. It might be very useful. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to pass that for now while I look at just a few others. Don't really need to look at any of those. I guess I could put something like that on. Melee crit chance per multiplier. That would be nice once I have the melee in. Ability duration. Range. Yeah, I just looked at duration. I mean, he's not slow. I don't want to waste it on rush. That actually might not be horrible. If duration is something that would even be quasi-decent on this frame, as I'm walking around with the 1 right up in people's faces and taking damage, it's constantly spending energy that could throw right back into my shield. That actually might be a really good mod for this specific frame. I could be wrong about that. It just feels like it might be. Yeah, we've already got all that on there. Nope. Don't want to mess with any of those. Yeah, I think for my purpose, I am going to grab that one. What is it? Not Hunter Adrenaline. Auger Message, right? Yep. Let's use Auger Message. Don't have quite the points for that. I guess I could throw, yeah, once I have it, a little additional armor on. Or, frankly, I mean, I can get back shields, I can get back health, I can get back armor. It just depends on what I'm rolling. I think for the purposes of getting him maxed and not having, you know, the I don't want to say correct, but not having the loadout that lets his entire kit be useful in Sanctuary Onslaught, I'm operating in a slight disadvantage here. But that's okay. It's serving a double purpose. I think that's where I'm going to leave the mods for now, in the immediate here and now, while we get him maxed out. And we'll bring in the Dex Furus. Let's see. We're going to need, what's it? Something Stinger. Is this already? Hornet Strike, that's it. Obviously, I realize that that is, you know, the wrong polarity there, but maybe I have a decent one that I could pop on for that. Multi-shot would be nice to have, but I can't have them both. Crit, not very high. Status is pretty decent. So let's just take a Pestilence. We'll put that on with Hornet Strike. It's got a 100-round mag. Fires pretty quickly. Don't know what the reload speed is. I feel like they used to show you that, but now I don't see it anymore. That'll leave 5 points, so we basically can't put anything else on right now. But that's okay, I think, for a starting point for this. So I'm going to quickly do my appearance upgrade here. I think you know what I'm going to do. Okay, that's what we're going to do with those. So we're going to jump back in one more time, guys. Sorry that took a few minutes to kind of get that reset. I definitely, after I get him ranked, do want to jump in, though, with a melee just to have the full, you know, kind of idea of how this kit fully works. I think it's a lot better than what it just felt like there. So let's just jump back into Onslaught. Is this really whips through some ammunition pretty quickly. And it looks like that sentry just has, you know, it does have an energy burn built into it. Are they impervious to electric? That doesn't seem right. Uh-oh. Welcome. Come say hi. Tickle, tickle. So this does rattle off the damage pretty quickly. It just, wow, it's a 13 already. Well, that was fast.
Conduit is open. Our
Dex is already up to 16. Okay, yep, and that pulls it back in. Okay, I thought I was stuck in that window at first. Stuck from being able to get in that window is what I'm trying to say. Don't dislike this Dex Virus. Yeah, we'll go in again. The Dex will obviously already have its level by the time we're out of here. I wonder, is somebody using something akin to Hydroid? Because they're all just kind of stuck in the air there. Not sure what to make of that. I didn't see tentacles, but it's kind of functioning in a similar manner, it seemed. Now, I do know heat does work quite well against infested. So we may as well use it. We are making pretty quick work.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
Yep. I don't mind the host migration. I was actually going to not go through the conduit because I suspect that this Dex is upgraded fully now, and Chroma's probably going to be pretty close, and I only had one more piece of new gear at the ready to get ranked up. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That'll do it. All right.
The sanctuary will go on without you.
Another core apart. Okay, Chroma is maxed, as is the Dex. So what I want to do to wrap up this first impression of Chroma, I want to put on a full kit. We're just going to do some quick mod adjustments. May as well do some Dex while we got it. So, wow. Yeah, that's got a lot of points. Amalgam barrel diffusion would be huge on this. Why don't... Let's see. What would electric do? That would add corrosive? Or do we want to go with... what is it? I'm looking for cold. Cryo rounds? What's it called? Maybe I don't have that for secondaries. Looks like not. That's okay. We'll pop that on. We can go corrosive. And then we still have more here. Perpetual agony, that would be status duration. That could work. Let the effects stick around a little longer. It doesn't have a huge crit, so we're really going for status here. If I threw that on, what would happen? Okay. Up to 30. That's not horrible. Honestly, that's not horrible. I'm okay with that where that is for right now. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So that'll be our Dexferous loadout. Let's jump back over to... Yeah, I have no more, right? Oh, we do have the Zakti as well. Roller Tack Twin Stubbers. I want to get some work on them because we're going to jump back in one more time to fully test out this kit. I could bring that, but I don't really want to do that right now. Let's just bring out the loadout we want to use. I could do Zorus, though I was... Broken Warp, because it swings faster. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. So I'm going to quickly, before we go back in for the final playthrough, I want to reread through these since I hadn't been using melee. I think it's tied to 3. Vex Armor, Fortify Squad Armor, and Shields. Or when your shields are damaged, kill an enemy with a melee weapon. So melee equals recharge armor. Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. Pop that, get some melee kills. Yeah, effigy's pretty good. And then if we want more shields, electric, that can bring up our capacity higher. Also does the status chance. The damage multiplier at 13, that's kind of ridiculous. So maybe I can just proc them for my team. It seems like the best way to play this. All right, we're going to jump in one more time, guys. I think maybe just one round, maybe 2. And we're going to see how this functions with the full kit, not just restricted to, oh, I'm going to also take this time to rank up some weapons while we're at it. So let's just jump in and kind of see how it feels in full. Okay. We'll just jump over here real quick. So it does look like this kit becomes way more useful when you're rolling with everything, which does make perfect sense. It's just the way that, you know, the abilities kind of siphon into one another.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
It's a good kit. It works well together. I am definitely impressed with how this is playing. Much better. Just make sure you know you got your full loadout.
The sanctuary will go on without you.
And that was a lot of ranks on the twin stubbers there as well. All right, guys. Well, I still have more gear that I can rank up. Obviously, could rank the stubbers again, but that was just to jump in one more time with a full loadout to just see the change. The change is pretty dramatic in a very, very good way. So, yeah, my first impressions of Chroma, very, very good kit. Very useful. The ability to be able to cycle through all the different kind of elemental types in a singular kit, really, really nice. And, you know, getting to use the melee side of it on his 3 ability, also really, really nice. That made a very, very big difference in how it felt to play. Yeah, that's my takeaway. Much greater survivability if you've got a melee equipped. And a very good kit. I frankly find it relatively easy to use on the controller. You know, once you figure out how to cycle through the one ability and the on-off toggle, it's gravy from there. And then just, you know, remembering 4 was the sentry. But yeah, my first impression, I am very much impressed with this frame. I like it. I like it a lot. Kind of took to it a bit quicker than I took to Nova. And as much fun as I've been having playing Nova, it was time to try out one of the new ones. Nova is definitely, I would say, personally for me, one of my favorite frames. I just like the way that it feels to play. Its kit just really, really works. And on my first play with Chroma, different, but I'm getting those same vibes. Very user-friendly, very useful toolkit, and that's what it's all about. I mean, every frame is viable, let's be honest. But I think it comes down to what you want out of it in tandem with what you're approaching and your personal preferences and playstyle. For me, the way this kit functions, I'm a big, big fan. So guys, that is going to do it for my first impression of Chroma. Got some good work there, got them fully ranked up. Got to finally test out the full kit with full gear loadout. Night and day difference from not having a full equipment list there with you. And got a couple weapons fully ranked up in the background. So we ought to be getting reasonably close to another mastery rank test sometime soon. If it's not already hidden in the menus that I'll have to drill through. But guys, that is going to do it for today. As always, I do sincerely appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.